my name is Hannah Grady, and the speech I've chosen for my rhetorical theory presentation poses the question if technology is on track to reach its potential or on track to invade our privacy. They're always watching, some might say lightheartedly, but are they really kidding? CEO of Apple, Tim Cook, argues that technology is weaponizing our personal information against us, while praising the efforts of the European Union to battle this crisis. Cook begins with his speech at the Conference of Data Protection and Privacy Commissioners with admiration of Giovanni Buttarelli, the potential harm of information in technology, and Apple's mission statement and credibility in accordance with Buttarelli's thoughts on privacy. However, towards the end of his sharing his knowledge in regards to Apple's pioneering of respect to privacy and questioning the audience, he demonstrated a powerful call to action. As technology continues to forward with rapid pace and as more personal information is being shared back and forth or input into profiles, etc., Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, it is important to have rules put in place to protect this personal information from being accessed by just anyone. Those in charge of protecting your data are the Global Privacy Assembly, who seek to provide leadership at the international level. At the annual Forum International Conference of Data Protection and Privacy Commissioners, they gather to discuss high-level resolutions to both government and international organizations. In 2018, Tim Cook gave an address to the policy experts at the European lawmakers in the audience of this forum, where he had passionately praised the European Union for their strides towards protecting the privacy with passing this law, and even referencing his home country, which would be the United States, as not being as progressive. GDPR stands for the General Data Protection Regulation, which came into effect in the European Union law on May 25th of 2018. In this speech, he also addressed the imminent threat technology could pose to society if it is created to be served by humans rather than to serve humans. In addition, Cook pays homage to the creator of Apple, Steve Jobs, by quoting, "Privacy means people knowing what they're signing up for," further pushing his point to Apple's support of this happening in this states. Tim Cook, a graduate from both the University of Auburn and Duke University, became the CEO of Apple in 2011. In his speech, he repeatedly emphasizes Apple's views as company privacy in a manner that almost implies that there are others who do not also share the same views on privacy. Tim states, "These stockpiles of personal data serve only to enrich the companies who collect them," potentially referencing other large companies like Facebook and Google. Both Facebook and Google needed to make tremendous changes in regards to the legal side when the European lawmakers had passed the GDPR. Cook's purpose of the speech was not only to thank the European Union for its leading role in privacy protection with the GDPR, but also to bring awareness and attention to the possibility of still having privacy, even with how advanced technology is becoming. His stance on the legalities of sharing information with consumers pushes past the usual critique of major business owners in that they just want to make more and more money. Cook even goes on to subtly mention the billions of dollars that cross his hands daily due to the sharing of personal information. He also dives into the concept on a comprehensive privacy law in the states and 4 essential rights. Those rights being the right to have personal data minimized, the right to knowledge, the right to access, and the right to security. Throughout his speech, he uses many powerful phrases to evoke emotion within the audience that is present, as well as his main audience, which would be any and every technology user in the world. Examples can be seen in his phrasing of, "This crisis is real, platforms can actually magnify your own worst human tendencies, and our own information is being weaponized against us," not only dramatizes the impact of lack of privacy and data protection, he adds credibility to his views by aligning them to Apple's goals and company mission statement as well. The ethos to his views by aligning them to Apple's goals and company mission statement means that the company he owns is enough for many to sit and listen, but Cook brings it to another level with his banter in his speech, even stating, "There are those who would prefer I hadn't said all of that." This minor additional comment was just enough to catch attention, but not enough to seem disrespectful to those either attending or those maybe referenced. It also would appeal to his main audience, and it makes him more personable and tangible to those who may thought he doesn't really care about people. In the business that he is in within technology, he could just be seen as someone focused on technology rather than human interaction. The delivery of the speech had been well thought out, as he had not been stagnant on stage. He moved around to keep the audience engaged and kept his eyes forward and moved around the audience so not miss anyone. The structure of his speech also played a huge role entirely. His thanking the audience for allowing him to be there, as well as speaking for them in high regard to their most recent actions with the law passed, were very intentional. It is apparent not everyone has the best interests of the public, and that is something that will probably never change. Cook illuminated points of possibility and hope in reforming the current state of privacy data laws. It is up to us as a society to take hold of technology. We are only the ones who want things from it. Technology cannot and does not want anything from itself. All in all, I believe Cook reached his goals in informing his audience as to what really goes on behind the scenes, as well as demonstrating his points of view and stance on the topic. He is getting out in front and not being blatant and honest with the conversation and expanding the vision for those watching, which is also important. His information doesn't go unnoticed, and 5 years later, we can see the impacts that it's had not only on the European Union, but also within the states of people being more aware of what's actually going on within their technology usage. Thank you for listening.